Hello everybody, Dylan here. Now this is the first Is Stupid of the year, and I bet you guys are probably expecting something big. You're probably expecting me to cover some big drama like the Matt Pat stuff, or cover Monkey Jones getting kicked off of YouTube, but no. I decided to go more back to my roots with This Is Stupid. Maybe I'll cover that other stuff later. But for this one, I just want to cover a series that I saw and I'm like, wow, that's kinda dumb. Yeah, a lot of this is going to be nitpicking, so if you are a fan of this series, you can leave your angry comments down below. I just had a lot of issues with it, and I just really wanted to talk about it. So, let's get into this today on DHT. Now, the first things I want to talk about is the quality of the show. Now, my first complaint is a very minor one, and that is, why did you call it Dragon Ball Devastation? Now, I know what you're saying. Devastation isn't a bad title. It's about Zamasu destroying the Earth. So yes, it's Devastation. But my complaint is, why did you put a 10 in Devastation? I can only assume it's to look cool. Maybe this is me being dumb because I don't get the reference. It just seems weird, and it's like kind of like in the 2000s where you'd put a Z instead of an S, or Mortal Kombat's K instead of a C. It just seems really weird to me. Now, my second complaint is a more serious one, and that is voice acting. Now, the voice acting for practically every character is bad, and it varies between episodes. By episode 3, a lot of it got better, but Vegeta is definitely the worst out of all of them. Vegeta is really fucking terrible. He has like an echoey mic that sounds worse than my mic and sounds worse than anybody I have on my channel. And I just really need him fixed. He is the biggest complaint there. Also, the guy who played Goku in episode 1 in Goku Black, he kind of sounds like that Sonic guy that does 3D animations. I'm really curious if that's him.
They just announced those teasers like, what, last week?
It feels so familiar. I guess I've met it before?
It just seemed really weird to me. He does kind of sound like him. So yeah, voice acting is really bad, but Vegeta's the one you have to fix right away, or else I really just can't enjoy the show. Another thing I can't enjoy about the show is the giant watermark. Now, I get why you put a watermark on here. You don't want someone stealing your work. You don't want someone taking credit for the stuff that you've done. You don't want your stuff being used in AMVs without credit to you. And I think you can do this. I've seen it done before and done better. I would say go look at the Dragon Ball Epsilon show. Dragon Ball Epsilon does the watermark better. Like, the watermark's at the top of the screen or at the bottom of the screen, and it doesn't take up a bunch of room, but you know it's there. And if someone wants to crop it out, they're going to be losing quite a bit of animation, but it doesn't draw away from the animation like your watermark does. So yeah, I would say replace the watermark because that's an actual problem. Now, another problem I have is the English is a bit off. Either you keep typoing in the script, or this script was in a different language and it's being translated to English. Either way, I would say check your scripts over, because it's weird when I hear characters use improper grammar. And for the people who are reading over the scripts, I'm sure English is your first language. If you see a typo or something, correct it. Don't just read the typo like it is. That is possibly the worst thing that you can do in any scenario, is just read the typo the way it's written. Call it out to the author, get him to fix it. Another thing I have to complain about is the plot holes. Now, there are some major plot holes in this. I'm going to be pointing out 2. If you can think of any more, then tell me. But these are things that contradict the original source material. When you're doing a fan project, one of the things that you want to try to do is follow the laws of the original continuity. You want to follow everything that is set in place, and this animation does not do that. Now, one of the biggest plot holes here is the time travel shenanigans that goes on. Now, the thing that happens is that this is a new timeline where Zamasu, before getting killed by Beerus, ends up not being killed by Beerus in a separate timeline, and ends up erasing both Beerus and Whis, and now he's teaming up with other Zamasus to take over the world. Now, the reason why this is dumb is because when Whis used his temporal do-over, it doesn't create another timeline. So these events should not be happening. This timeline shouldn't exist because Whis' temporal do-over is given to him by the gods, and it prevents creating timelines. So it doesn't make any sense that there would be another timeline where this events could even play out to begin with. And now here's the second plot hole, and this one's a really big one too. Goku and friends gathered the Dragon Balls, the Earth Dragon Balls, Shenron's Dragon Balls, and wished back Whis and Beerus. Now, first of all, that's not possible. Shenron has a power limit. Shenron can't do a lot of things. Shenron couldn't kill the Saiyans when they were arriving to Earth. Shenron couldn't kill Frieza. Shenron can't wish back Goku because Goku doesn't want to be wished back and he's powerful enough to be immune to Shenron. That's the rules of Dragon Ball. That's the rules of the Dragon Balls. Hence why sometimes they have to go get other Dragon Balls. The Namekian Dragon Balls are stronger than the Earth Dragon Balls, and the Super Dragon Balls are stronger than the Namekian ones. You cannot wish back Beerus and Whis on the Earth Dragon Balls. The Earth Dragon Balls, even with Dende's upgrade, are not even close to being powerful enough to make this wish. If they went and got the Super Dragon Balls, I would believe this, but they didn't. So I don't know how this even happened. I don't know how they can come back. And in some scenarios where Shenron does a really powerful wish, he ends up having to only grant one wish, and Goku ends up wishing twice. So not only does he grant a wish that's way out of his power limit, he also grants a second wish right afterwards. So either Shenron's become immensely powerful, or this is a big plot hole. And now here's yet again some more complaints. Overall, this felt like really bad fan fiction. Now, you may be asking yourself, why does it feel like bad fan fiction? Well, let me tell you why I think it's bad fan fiction. I think that this author really liked Zamasu. Zamasu is on the logo of this series, and the whole plot revolves around Zamasu. In the original Dragon Ball Super, there were two Zamasus, and they were causing trouble all throughout Future Trunks' timeline. So, when you bring back Zamasu and make him a threat in this new canon, quote unquote, what do? You make 3 Zamasus, because if 2 was bad, 3 is gonna be even worse. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just redundant and really stupid, but whatever. And now another problem I have is with the character Naru, and a lot of these problems are going to be about Naru, because Naru is an OC. Naru is possibly a Mary Sue. Naru is overpowered in this story. When Goku first sees him, he instantly sees the potential in Naru, even though Naru is just a normal human. Now, you could say that Oob is a normal human and Goku saw potential in him, but I would argue that no. Oob is the reincarnation of Kid Buu, meaning that he has a higher potential than any other human. As far as we've seen humans get to is like Krillin's level, and Krillin isn't even that strong. Or hell, you could argue Tien or Master Roshi, but even then, they're not too strong compared to fucking Goku. But yet Goku thinks that Naru stands a chance against Goku Black, who is a god Goku, an evil god Goku, another Goku Black, who is a more experienced evil god Goku, and the newly acquired Vegeta Black, who is an evil god Vegeta. So he thinks that this normal fucking human stands a chance against 3 godly Saiyans who are bent on killing all of humanity. I would say no, but because he is a fan character and possibly the author's self-insert, he actually does stand a chance. Another common thing that happens when you have a self-insert character is everyone will notice them, everyone will praise them. In this one, everyone is being affected by Naru's power. Naru can read people's mind and call upon memories from people, and everyone is taking notice of this. He's read Vegeta's mind. He's read Goku Black's mind. He just has this ability for no reason at all. And it just comes out of nowhere, and it's just such a weird power. Is he Bardock? Did he get stung by a dying alien who granted him the power to read minds? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait for that one. But adding on to his Mary Sue-ness, I would say that he is a ripoff of Future Trunks. Now you may be asking me, how is he a ripoff of Future Trunks? Well, I would say that he dresses like Future Trunks. Trunks with the black t-shirt and pants. I would say that he sounds like future Trunks. He is probably one of the better voice acting jobs in this show, and I would even say that his hair looks like future Trunks' super hair, but this is just a regular human with black hair. If you compare the two, they look really similar. If you compare the two, they sound very similar. Another complaint I have about Naru is his memory loss. Not only have we seen this plotline done better in both Shadow the Hedgehog and Wolverine before him, but this just makes him a blank slate so the author can put himself into that character and you can put yourself into that character. It seems like a very poor way of character development, and the whole show is just going to be revolving around him getting his memory back and finding out who he is and us finding out why he's so overpowered. It just seems really dumb, and it seems like really bad fan fiction. That's really what I want to sum up with the complaints of this. This just feels like really bad fan fiction. Have you guys ever seen that Dorkly skit involving Brian? I'll play a clip of it right now and tell me if it seems similar to what we're watching now.
Prepare to die, fool! Impossible!
Brian's here! We're saved!
Sorry I'm late, Father.
What?
But I thought Brian's dad was a boring accountant.
No! He is secretly half Namek! That's why human acne cream has no effect on him!
You're Brian? No! But Jason McNally says you have a baby dick!
That was before he fused with Goku and grew pubes!
That's right. My bush is way thicker than Jason McNally's now.
Now, not everything about this show is terrible. This show did some things right. The first thing I want to praise about this show is the animation. Unlike the last Dragon Ball fan animation we talked about, this one isn't traced. It's all done in CGI, and it's actually pretty good. I really like it. There's some really cool effects like the petals falling in the Zamasu scenes, and the fight scenes are actually well choreographed. I like a lot of the animation in this show. And another thing I like is the fact that Vegeta is from another timeline, the Vegeta Black. They could have easily just made it be this version of Vegeta being possessed by Goku Black, but instead they mention that there's a bunch of unknown timelines, and that does work with the original canon because there was a bunch of rings that were not talked about. So really, that one could be possible for the Dragon Ball Super timeline. And the last thing I want to say is that it's been uploading consistently. There's been an episode every few weeks, and I think that's really good. The animation is top notch, and to see it come out so consistently is actually a really good thing. Now, there's a lot of things you can complain about this show. I could keep nitpicking it for minutes upon minutes upon minutes, but overall, it's really not too terrible. And I know it seems kind of anticlimactic because the is stupids are usually about something big, about something ridiculous, but you know what? I think because this is just weird fan fiction, and it's probably gonna keep being weird fan fiction, I have the right to say that it's stupid. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.